This is Wrap the News. And people, we are entering an economic collapse, a dollar crash. The whole world is going to be turned upside down. People are not going to know what they're going to do and where they're going to get their next meal at. As I told the people prior, that the animal kingdom don't use the dollar, so they never experience a recession or a collapse. So they do what they do out there in the wild. That being said, we have rabbits on our property, and we are going to make a Rabbitat. Yes, we have traps, we have cages, we have feet traps, nooses, anything that we can use to catch wild prey. But we're going to do something a little different, and we're going to video it from beginning to the end to show how this works. So it's an idea that came inside of my head to say, since we have rabbits roaming freely on the land, why not make a place for them to stay? And they'll just become a part of the land, and they can go in this place, eat whenever they want to eat. We just provide food and everything else for them. And basically we have these little breeder boxes where they can go inside the breeder boxes and have their offspring, and it all just become a part of the land, instead of you just doing it the regular way you just go out there and hunt and shoot, and if you get lucky, you get lucky. Why don't you just have it's just like penning animals, but only you allow them to go freely and come freely as they please. And anytime you want to, you can cut it off. But before we actually get into the video, we have to get past the Dietary Law police. Ooh, Wrap the News, you eating that rabbit. So we're going to start out with Genesis 9:3, which is at the bottom. Every moving thing that liveth, who's saying this? The Most High God, shall be meat for you. Ooh, Wrap the News, you ain't going to the Dietary Laws. Here's the thing. What did God say first? Then we're going to go up to the top. He said in Malachi 3:6, he never changes. So we go back down to the bottom to Genesis 9:3. Every moving thing that liveth shall be meat for you. You got to really give that some thought. Even as the green herb have I given you all things, Israelites. The book was given to Hebrew sons of Adam. Now we're going to go to Deuteronomy. We're just going in the order. Notwithstanding, thou mayest kill and eat flesh in all thy gates. So if it's in your yard, you can eat it. Whatsoever thy soul lusteth after, rabbit, rat, whatever you want to eat, according to the blessings of the Lord thy God, which he have given thee. So we made a video saying that we are the blessed. The unclean and the clean may eat thereof. So you can eat the unclean and the clean. Right? It's right there. Deuteronomy 12:15. Now we're going to move to Deuteronomy 12:20. When the Lord thy God shall enlarge thy borders, as he has promised thee, and thou shalt say, I will eat flesh, because thy soul longeth to eat flesh, you mayest eat flesh, whatsoever thy soul lusteth after. So we got Genesis. What's happening in Genesis at the bottom? This is the time of Noah. So this is before any dietary laws. God had already had a law, and God don't change. And that law is eat whatever the fuck you want to eat. That's the law. We got to understand that. According to Israel's punishments and stuff, then a dietary law was prescribed. But when push come to MF and shove, eat whatever the fuck you want to eat. And that's why we're making a Rabbitat. Disclaimer is done. Let's move on. So we're going to start with an 8x8. So it's just 4 2x4s, 8x8, and wire at the bottom. The wire is doubled up so the rabbits don't dig through. You want them to come in, you don't want them to get out. And so also we have post holes right there, so we can put post in and basically build the whole place. And so we making it from the ground there. So there's the post holes. And now we put the post in with cement. And now you see in a frame, an 8x8 frame with 4x4 posts inside the frame, right? And so basically we're gonna put wire around the posts and then cut holes through that. The wire is so that the rabbits don't eat through the press wood, because rabbits will eat through press wood. Rabbits will eat press wood. And so we have rabbits, and those rabbits eat press wood. They will eat through their cage, get out like they did in our yard, and breed with the native rabbits, you know. And so this is what it looks like from the inside. Next, since we got wire around the whole thing, now we're starting to put press wood around it. So wire is all the way around it, and that's to keep everything in that you're gonna capture. And then you got 3 holes. Those 3 holes right there at the bottom, and so rabbits could squeeze through and breed in a breeding box. So that's where they're going to be breeding. The breeding box is going to be 3x8, maybe a little larger, but about 3x8, 3 feet by 8 feet. And they're going to come through those holes right there to go into separate breeding boxes. So it's 6 breeding box holes on each side. One on one side and one on the other side, right? 6 in all. Now, you see the wire wrapped around it. You see the post dug. You see we putting up the press wood. And basically, the holes have to be big enough to get the rabbit in, but small enough to keep large prey out. Because if a cat go in there, they're going to eat the babies. They're going to do this. They're going to do that. They're going to panic the rabbits out and everything else, you know, because the cat is looking for a meal too. So you want to keep the larger prey out. Anyway, and these are the breeder boxes we putting on each side. And so just like I said, those are 3x8, I believe. And it's going to be 3 holes on one side and 3 holes on the other side. And those are going to be completely closed in, you know. And at the top of those breeder boxes is going to be some lids, 3 separate lids where we can open up the breeder boxes. And this is it from the other side. So now you can see the 3 holes going into that breeder box, and on the other side is 3 holes going into the other breeder box. And so the rabbits is supposedly to go in there and have babies. We don't know exactly what they're going to do, but we're assuming based on the characteristics that we see these rabbits do already. And so now you see in the breeder box is covered up with press wood, but this right here is the entrance to the whole Rabbitat. And what's going to happen with this entrance is that we're going to have a gate over that's going to fall down when we pull the lever. That's to keep all the rabbits inside once we get them used to going inside, you know. So we're going to lure them in with food right there. And then basically we're going to have food on the inside, water on the inside, cotton and dirt inside of these boxes, and we're going to make it very comfortable for a rabbit to go in there and do what rabbits do. Right? It's like a rabbit hotel. Only it ain't. Only it is. Because they not paying for what they ask. They're going to become a meal. So anyway. So this is pretty much the Rabbitat. Just about finished except for the door. The door is going to be a 2-way door. So that's the entrance right there that the rabbit's going to come in. And then they go to the breeder box entrance. So they got all of that room to play in. It's a roof over it now. So there's a roof there. And then also it's going to be a 2-part door to it. One part you go in and you close the door behind you. And then you open up the other door. That way your rabbits don't escape. And so basically that's the roof right here. And you go back down. Everything is wired so that hawks and owls and large prey don't get in there and fly in there and get the rabbits. And the dirt in there is going to be at an angle. So we're going to keep you updated on this Rabbitat and tell you how it worked out. This is Wrap the News.